Hey Tata, what's up Dad? My mame, we have what I'm like speaking Polish now after that last video. So 4 exercises for you, right? We're gonna work on our calves, some more leg stuff, and then I'll show you a little bit of upper body stuff. The first move that I wanted to show you are heel raises. And what you'll do is, I'm gonna bring these by me. You could use them or not. I'll show you both variations. But first, as far as heel raises go, we can go with, we'll use 2 dumbbells and let's go for 30 pounds. So here, I have 30 pounds. And what I'm doing is I'm placing them on my legs. My legs are in a 90-degree angle, right? My knees are 90 degrees, my hips are 90 degrees, my posture is upright. I'm also noticing 30 may be a bit much. Maybe you go for 20 to start, just because it's easier to put on your knees. And also you don't need to use 2 dumbbells, right? You could also use 1 dumbbell. So those are all variations. You're keeping them on your knees and you're simply lifting your heels up. That's it. And we lift our heels up. If you think it's too easy, you could give a slight press down on the weights. But what I wouldn't want you to do is, if it's too difficult, to start trying to lift it up like that, using your arms to lift it. We don't need that, right? Use your hands, arms to push it down a bit. But other than that, you're not trying to use any momentum to bring them to help it be easier on your legs. For this, I would do 3 sets, somewhere 12 to 15 reps, and really get it to the top, right? Like you really want to get it to the top there and then bring it back down. With these, what you can do is you can place them like this, and now all of a sudden, right, my foot has to go below that straight angle. So I would place them a bit in front. Now the knees still stay the same. But you can see that the foot is slightly more dorsiflexed, and it's greater or lesser than that 90-degree angle, depending on how you look at it. And same thing, you're going up and down with the wedges below your feet. Right? And if you were to do it with 1 weight, I really like sometimes doing it with 1 weight so you could focus on it, right? You're just focusing on your leg going up and down like that. 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps, and it should be about 80% effort. Move number 2 is, we talked about how we incorporate these wedges, right? We place them underneath our heels. So, and I know you've been doing a goblet squat, but now we're gonna do a suitcase squat. So you're gonna hold the weight at your side. I'm just gonna move them back here. So hopefully I'm in the camera view. And how far you put the wedges, let's start with shoulder width, right? And I have 30 pounds. I think 30 pounds is a good challenging weight for you. I think that would be good. And same concept applies. My forefoot is on the ground. My heels are on the wedge. And it can be a bit of an awkward hold, So maybe you have to put it a little bit behind you when you go down, but let's see. And I don't let the weight pull me to the side, and I do my squat, my suitcase squat. And notice that I'm still trying to go up and down. I'm not leaning towards one side, right? Up and down. And when you're doing this, you're looking forward the whole time. And also you're exhaling on the work, right? So I inhale and I exhale. In, out. And this is the tempo we can start at, right? Controlled. Controlled tempo, that's really what we care about. As we do this more and more, then we'll speed it up, slow it down, put pauses in it. And that right there is your suitcase squat for move number 2. Move number 3, for your back. This one, you're gonna use low weight. Even if you think the weight is too little for you, too light for you, still use it, because this does involve the neck a bit if you're straining for it too much. But let's definitely get our back stronger, get our posture better, and just put some stimulus into that posterior chain. A good weight for you, I'm gonna start at 7.5 pounds. Let's start at 7.5 pounds, and even that could be challenging, so be mindful how it is. Remember, there's no shame in starting at 5 pounds, and you're just testing it out. If you see it's up, 5 pounds is too light, you move it on up, right? So here, you're gonna hinge forward, right? So we're gonna bend forward. Now, when you bend forward, your feet are planted on the ground. Also, you're sitting back, sticking your butt out like that. You're keeping your back flat, and you're making sure that your glutes are activated. Because if you're not using your glutes, if you don't tighten up that core a bit, your back's gonna wanna jump in, and then you're gonna feel your lower back. If you start to feel your lower back, right, remember what we talked about, activate those glutes, squeeze them, and then we go at it again. So, with that being said, here are our reverse flies. I'm gonna hinge forward. The weights are gonna be in front of me. Now, with the weights, and I'm gonna come a little closer here, with the weights in front of me, there's gonna be a slight bend in my elbows, and I'm gonna open up and close. Open up and close. Notice that I'm not using momentum, right? There's gonna come a point for these. I also recommend 12 to 16 reps. I do believe there's gonna come a time where you start to fatigue, and then you're gonna wanna use momentum. Once you find yourself using momentum, put them down, give yourself a rest, right? We don't need to get any muscle tweaks here. So I have it in front of me, my glutes are squeezed, and I'm going up and down with the weight. This is the tempo that you can go at. I wouldn't recommend going slower than this right now, and I wouldn't recommend going faster than this. And you can see from a front angle, right? I'm looking down the whole time. My ears are aligned with my shoulders, with my back. Slight bend in my knees. And same thing here, right? I have an inhale on the bottom, and then I exhale at the top. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And those right there are your reverse flies. And now, for your final move, fourth move here, it's gonna be some balancing that we're gonna do. And with this, we're gonna use one weight, and this is where you play around. I say let's start with 15, right? And what you will do here is we have it at 15, and you're going to Have good posture, feet underneath your shoulders. You're gonna lift up the foot in where your hand has the weight in. So the weight is in my left hand right now. I'm going to squeeze my right glute and I'm going to lift up my left leg. Notice that my leg is 90 degrees each way. My knee is pointing forward and you're holding on to this weight and you're just keeping balance. See if you can hold it for 20 to 30 seconds, right? And you're just holding balance and then you release. And then we switch it up, right? We're up. And you can also play a game with yourself. See like how many times can you go just a full 30 seconds, right? You also don't want to start raising your hand here to have balance. Your hand should be right by your side. You're looking forward and see how 30 seconds goes. If 30 seconds goes well, then you up the weight, right? And you hold it here. You can try 2 weights. Play around with that, but for starting it, I'd love to see you just have the weight by the foot that's being raised. All right, and that's your balance test right there. And those are the 4 exercises. I love you, Dad. Go get it. Kocham cię.